This is the audio for a post on the Movements in America Substack. Check out the website at movementsinamerica.substack.com. Link is in the description. Movement leaders have Christ-like character. I made my shortest post ever to make a point. The key to moving from addition to multiplication is leadership development. When I started that post, I began thinking about everything that leadership development entailed, realized that I would need to write a book to get out all of my thoughts, and switched to keeping it as brief as possible to really drive the point home. I wrote a few paragraphs, made the 3.5-minute voiceover, then closed my laptop with a sense of accomplishment. I wouldn't have to pick up the topic again for a while. Then Andy commented, "He is looking for help, and I am happy to share what the Lord has taught me in hopes that it will help you too. But I have a feeling this is the start of a multi-stage post. The first step is identifying leaders, so we'll start there today. Actually, we'll start with the first part of the first step. Prerequisite learning. There's only one thing that I have come up with by myself in pursuing movements. Everything else I have gotten from someone else or developed in a community of other brothers and sisters. So before diving into my thoughts, you should dive into the studies that have influenced me. The 3 big studies that anchor everything I do in identifying leaders are Elder Qualifications in Titus 1 and 1 Timothy 3, Precision Harvesting, Faithful, Available, and Teachable, FAT. These points will frame the next 3 posts. Look at the Substack post to find links to these studies. Elder Qualifications in Titus 1 and 1 Timothy 3. By leader, I don't mean only elder. People can and should lead out in different areas of the church, but all types of leaders should exemplify Christ-like character. 1 Timothy 3:1-7 and Titus 1:5-9 give the most clear character lists in the entire New Testament. An elder must be blameless, the husband of one wife, with faithful children who cannot be charged with dissipation or rebellion. For the overseer must be blameless as one entrusted with God's work, not arrogant, not prone to anger, not a drunkard, not violent, not greedy for gain. Instead, he must be hospitable, devoted to what is good, sensible, upright, devout, and self-controlled. He must hold firmly to the faithful message as it has been taught, so that he will be able to give exhortation in such healthy teaching and correct those who speak against it. Titus 1:6-9, NET. A leader must exhibit most, if not all, of these attributes before looking to see if they have the skills of leadership. It doesn't matter how gifted a person is, if they don't have a passion to pursue holiness in Christ, whatever they start will eventually crumble. I like what Curtis Sargent says, "Not all multiplication is good. Tumors come from the rapid multiplication of unhealthy cells. We don't want that. We want healthy, Christ-like multiplication." When I see someone with the skills of leadership, I always start developing their character first because it is so essential. Ticking time bomb. There have been a handful of times where I have witnessed a disciple maker given more leadership responsibility without the integrity to back it up. Sometimes I've been the one to raise up this person. Every time, this has created a ticking time bomb that wreaks havoc when it finally explodes. Churches fizzle, disciples leave, feelings are hurt, and it only gets worse. I've seen this lead to divorce, adultery, falling away from the faith, alcoholism, and almost every other sin in the book. This usually happens when I see so much potential in someone that I overlook their immoral habits. Maybe I am taken in by their charisma, or maybe they are eager and keep showing up. Either way, I put the mission ahead of what Jesus really wants in that moment. He wants all of his children to be more like him. Taking time to examine someone's fruit before trying to make them into a leader is never time wasted. The hope. No one is perfect, and growing in holiness is a lifelong process, so I never write off anyone. My first step in training any leader is helping them grow in Christ-likeness, and several have overcome sin or immaturity to lead other disciples as well. If they grow in faithfulness, then it might be time to give them more responsibility, but if they don't, then it's clear that I should look to invest deeply in someone else. Remember, charm and giftedness are not the basis of being a leader. Your best leader may be the mild-mannered friend sitting right next to you in your church gathering. Look first for character, not charisma. Thanks for listening. Be sure to pick up my book, Movements in America, on Amazon and Audible if you want to learn more about how God is multiplying disciples and churches around the United States. The link is in the description. Subscribe to this podcast and my Substack to stay up to date with my latest posts. One of the best ways to support this work is by leaving a 5-star review of this podcast. Thank you for the help.